Greenwood Village is a stellar community known for its beautiful landscapes and pristine neighborhoods. But what many people may not know is the village is home to a high-quality business environment of nationally recognized office parks that contribute to the economic vitality of the community. Each office park has a unique story of their beginnings, an established framework of development principles, and a vision for what they will become in the future. The birth of the first building in Greenwood Village occurred in the 1960s when a local businessman decided to purchase some land for his own business venture, a deal he didn't realize would turn into something bigger than what he expected.
We're standing in front of the iconic Kodak building, one of the first buildings built in the Denver Tech Center by George Wallace. The story goes, his office was downtown. He finally made enough money to buy a new Lincoln, and the first day he took it to work, he came out at the end of the day and somebody had parked too close to his car and scraped the entire side off. So it made him so mad that he thought he wanted to relocate his office, and while he was doing it, do it in a totally different type of environment. And that led ultimately to his acquiring some land out here. Originally about 20 acres, which he later expanded into well over 1,000 acres. George's vision was doing a place where you had an office environment where it was pleasant to work, you had plenty of open space, you could even live in the vicinity, you would have support facilities, restaurants, banks, etc. And that was his original vision for the Tech Center, and that's what it turned out to be.
Throughout the 1970s, more buildings were added to the Denver Technological Center, making the area one of the first suburban office parks in the country.
Over a 50-year period, the Tech Center has had boom times, it's had bad times. The opportunity was really centered around the development of I-25, the extension of the freeway between Denver and Colorado Springs. When George originally started, the market was generally good, but he had a very difficult period in the mid-70s, which ultimately led to, frankly, his bank foreclosing on the ownership, and George was out for a period of time. The Tech Center has seen a lot of development in the last 20 years. I think the development has been consistent with George's long-term vision. I know George was and would continue to be very proud of what you see today.
The Denver Technological Center, managed by Shea Properties, is located on 909 acres of land that embodies a campus-like environment with commercial buildings, hotels, apartments, high-end family single residences, retail stores, and restaurants.
What has made DTC a premier destination is a mixture of location and quality. I believe that we've maintained a very high quality of development, not compromising our covenants and our architecture, and I think it's created a preeminent environment. We have 126 buildings, about 18.5 million square feet of space, plus about 5,000 residential dwelling units. We have about 50,000 people coming to work on a daily basis, all of whom enjoying living, working, and playing in that environment. The landmark buildings would really be firstly the Crescent Town Center, which has restaurants, a great mixture of buildings, and the Clock Tower building. And then I think the Village Center Station is becoming the new trademark for the Tech Center, which is our new development with Village Center Station 1 and the CoBank Center.
When the Denver Technological Center began growing on the east side of I-25 in the 1970s, John Madden was embarking on implementing his vision for a quality office park on the west side of I-25 called Greenwood Plaza.
George was also quite competitive. He felt when John Madden came in on the other side, immediately west of the Tech Center, as a competitor. Frankly, George fought that tooth and nail, lost that battle, never got over it. He felt that that dampened the amount and pace of development in the Tech Center because he had a competitor, but that's a free market system.
In 1970, I was building a fairly large project in San Jose, California, right outside of San Francisco, and we had a construction strike. And about that time, I stepped out here in Denver and met the St. Paul band, Fred Shellman. And we looked at several sites, and he and the Home Office picked a site at Hamden and I-25, the Valley Highway, where the theater is. And my partner discovered Greenwood Plaza, where Mr. Stake was building a new headquarters, and we're in trouble. And I saw this land out here, the land north of Orchard. And in those days, Orchard was a gravel road, and Quebec was a gravel road. And today, I would have passed, but in those days, I had a lot of pioneering spirit. And we went to Greenwood Village with a plan for the, what Mr. Stake had called Panalogia, which was the center part of the project, and just got our ass whipped in zoning. Greenwood wouldn't do it. And the head of the school district of Cherry Creek spoke against us, and we became the largest taxpayer in the district, but he spoke against us. It was so obtuse that the mayor, Harold Patton, begged me to come back. And so I called my partner and said, we're gonna buy the land unzoned, and we're gonna get an interest-free option on the remaining 60 acres that Mr. Stake had. So we saved Mr. Stake, at least temporarily, by buying the ground. We got the zoning, and it's been an affair ever since. And I mean an affair like an affair. We had a vision, and sometimes a vision is very difficult to transplant, to sell, and it takes more than a great deal of enthusiasm.
Today, John Madden's innovative approach to development can be seen in a number of distinctive buildings that bear Madden's style and his love for art.
I don't think I've ever started anything, including a house, without first buying artwork. The first piece of artwork I bought out here, I bought in Guadalajara. And it was a St. Francis, and I paid $25 for it. The last piece we put out here, we paid $350,000 for. Carrara Place has always been a soft spot for me because I wanted to employ a stone that maybe had been used twice here in the Rocky Mountain region. Got to know the guys at the quarry, got to know the people at the mill, and had fun with that. And sometime you're driving by that building, it's almost perfect on that curve on the large side, how the white is so constant. And then the Plaza Tower 1 was a great experience doing that. We were in San Francisco, went down on Market Street and up to see the people that run Chevron's real estate, and walked away with a handshake to build the Plaza Tower 1 tower. That was an experience because all of these things showed me that if you get off your ass and go out and knock on the door and have some idea what you're talking about, you could be successful.
Shea Properties and John Madden have a long track record of success with building a business environment that contributes to the quality of life of Greenwood Village and the region. When you drive around both commercial areas, you can see that attention to quality has played a primary role in their success.
The Architectural Control Committee is in place to maintain the quality of architecture, such that when a developer comes in with a new project, the Architectural Control Committee would give guidance as to the type of materials they would use, what the architecture should look like, the coverage, the amount of green space that would be around the building, how the parking will be shielded from the streets, and generally just maintains the quality of the architecture for everyone to enjoy.
We pretty much do our own thing. And because I know if I fall on my ass, it's who's responsible. And I know if I'm successful, it's because I've had some luck and I had a good team and we worked like hell to do it. But we're not in who's who with by the volume of things we do. This is pretty much my life right here, my business life anyway.
The development of the Village Center and its nearly 98 acres around the Arapahoe at Village Center Light Rail Station is the newest business park in Greenwood Village that is beginning to take shape. Some of the village's best development is unfolding to make this area another focal point in Greenwood Village.
The Village Center Station is maybe our proudest development. We've owned this land for 30 years and we deliberately waited until light rail was a reality and working. We've developed a 3-building complex. The first building is complete. It's about 230,000 square feet, multi-tenant. The second building, we're in the process of building as we speak. It will be approximately 300,000 feet and it's fully leased to CoBank. That will be their corporate world headquarters. And then the third building we will build once we've finished the CoBank Center. It's an integrated design. The buildings are intended to complement each other while feeling individual, and I think it's pretty cool.
We've got 2 facilities in mind. One is a building that emulates this, and then we've got the building I mentioned to you, the building half its size. And our idea is to announce that building and talk about what it is and what it's going to stand for, and show the plaza that'll be out, all this be out in front here. And I kind of envision, particularly in nice days, it'll be somewhat like the Piazza Navona, where you'll have young and old painting and drawing and sketching. It'll be conducive for that.
The Denver Technological Center, Greenwood Plaza, and the Village Center are high-quality business areas that continue to serve as a destination for business, work, and fun. The physical components of their aesthetics, architecture, landscaping, and convenient access to light rail have been perfectly created to fit in harmony with other segments of the village community. In this case, reputation, appearance, and accessibility are everything and will perpetuate the success of these office parks in the future that residents, businesses, and visitors will welcome, enjoy, and visit time and time again.
I think now, more than ever, we're able to talk about the environment, what a grand place Greenwood Village is to work and live.
Here's the bottom line. The Tech Center is the place to be. You're corporately safe in your choice because this is where the large corporations are. You're safe in your choice because we have maintained the standards of development and architecture. We have mixed living, playing, and retail with the business needs, and we now have light rail. This is the place to be.